Welcome. Welcome to the most incredible day of the year, to a very special live stream event, a pop-up live stream from a 5-star hotel, a luxury suite. This is so stunning here. I feel so good right now. And so relaxed, and even though we all had to wait for the concierge to bring that electric cord, we're here and we're flowing and going with it. And I cannot tell you, like, the vibe is really a vibe. So let me say hello and welcome all of you before I give you, do you want a little room tour? A little room tour? I will show a more room tour, the room tour in a little reel. Afterwards, I already filmed a little bit while I had to wait. But it's like the story, why I'm doing this and what this has to do with this topic today, you will hear definitely. So welcome everyone. Let me say hello to all of you. I see Katarina. Hello. So excited to see you on Saturday, Katarina. Ulrike, hi. Christina, team GR is here. Nina, hello, gorgeous. Good to see you. From Portugal, I am Haria. Hello, Haria. Amber, gorgeous. Hello. It's a hi. Lisa's here. Hello. Claudia, Eva, amazing. Hi. Good to see you. I would love to hear, what is your human design? Put it in the comments. What is your human design type, your profile, and your authority? I'm a splenic projector 6'2", defined head channel of abstraction. This is my collective channel, sharing information, and then channel of surrender, which is tribal channel. And I have a defined ego. My ego is in 26.4, which is definitely a very interesting expression, the fourth line expression. I'm not for everyone. I am not for everyone. And I have a very special vibe and a very special way to support you. Let's say it this way, in a very German direct fire starter activation way. And I definitely see that the more I am me, the more my clients transform and even faster. And what is happening this week? How are you doing? How are you feeling with this? I mean, today I really feel it. Today I can feel it, that there is a little bit of a heavy energy of, it's kind of getting pressed in our cells, the mutation. So I never have headaches, but there's a little bit of a, you know what? I'm so excited to have a full spa day tomorrow booked here. And I will lay my head down on this gorgeous bed. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Okay, I'll give you a little bit. This is for me, it's a touch cognition. Everyone wakes up feeling the fire. Yeah, for me, I give you first a little tour. So the touch cognition, I wanted this room. I chose this room for me. I'm going to tell you in a second why. Hi, hello, Stella. Oh my God. The manifestor is in the house. I get excited. And so look at this space. This is so stunning. Look at this. I will lay down my head over there. And it is so beautiful. And you cannot even see the colors and the perfect light here. But the fabric is so perfect for my touch cognition. Everything is marble. It is linen here. This is linen. It is sand. It is it's wood. So your cognition, when you know your cognition, put it in the comments. The walls, yes, Lisa, the walls it is designed. Hi, Brianna, good to see you, gorgeous. I saw your stories today. You're also all the projectors, all the non-sacrals. I feel like we are flying right now, right? It's like, okay, it's our time now. Let's go, let's go. The touch cognition is what the cognition supports your decision-making authority. Yeah, it is feeling, exactly, Stella. You have feeling and I have touch. So when I guide my clients, I not only understand their and respect and honor their authority and guide them based on their authority, I very quickly go more into the substructures of motivation and cognition and determination and also digestion, because this is nothing we can really learn or rationalize. It is something we need to experience in a concept, in a context of a decision. Okay, we have a decision and we then look at the different ways how we can identify what the right next step is. And at the moment, any right step with this new portal now and this year in particular, any right step, any decision is very, very important. There are invitations for you for massive, like this energy right now. If you make the decision from authority, from this full body knowing, even if it's scary, even you go like, fuck, I don't know how to do it, there is something on the other side, massive expansion, rapid wealth and money and abundance and creativity and new clients and love and life expression and new ideas getting birthed when you don't let the mind intervene. And this is the biggest shift that I have experienced, that when you go fully into the body knowing and fully trusting, and not just, yeah, I know my authority, but when it comes to really hard decisions where you get tested and where you got, okay, are you bossing it up? Are you really maturing and take radical responsibility for your life? Are you still tiptoeing around and one daying that thing and, kind of even getting into a little bit of a bypassing of, I got to look into my chart more to make that decision. Where I'm like, come on, girl, you're an intelligent woman, right? It's not a girl anymore. It's like, you're an intelligent woman. Let's put, auf Deutsch gesagt, Butter bei die Fische. It's like, come on, let's get down, let's get real. You know what to do. And it's more about the mindfuckery that tells us why it's not possible, why it's not reasonable. And here's the biggest reason that's going to change everything for you when you step out of this. You are born big. We all have been born fucking big and raised small. And the projections, the limitations, the fears, everything from other people has made us shrink and shrink and shrink, including this industry. Shrinking it all down. We came into this industry with ideas and a vision and inspiration and motivation and excitement and the desire why we're doing this, and then like, okay, it's not possible to do it this way, nobody is selling that offer, I want to work with my clients this way and nobody is telling me how to do it, I don't get it, and then it's again it all shrinks. Do you resonate with this? So what I'm doing here today, by the way, is a side note. This is not a master class. This is a live stream, and I'm a projector, and I am very receptive in my design, full receptive in my design, and focus in my personality. The more you interact, the more questions you ask, the more you kind of are part of the conversation, the better it gets. On Sunday, we had such a great conversation because you ask a lot of questions, and I want to invite you to do that as well. Like, really be active. Imagine you were sitting here on my sofa, and we had a little tonic. All of you who are coming to Munich this weekend, we're going to have tonics. I'm very excited. And I want to really have a conversation because I want to have you leave this live stream with a shift. And this shift will lead into self-expression. And I'm going to talk about this self-expression is not just my message online. It's not my branding. That is pille-palle. This is alles, it is all too nitty-gritty when we just talk about, hey, what do I post on Instagram so that I have my core message. That's not, we're flying here, okay? So I want to really let you know that this entire spiel this year is only about bringing it back to what you already know about yourself. I had so many conversations with women lately who come to me like, it's fucking time to finally do this and create the vision that I already had years ago. Who's with me in that? That we somehow come back. We had to go through this entire rebirth process, human design, gene keys, astrology, medicine, plant medicine. Everything was a tool, a method, a system to actually guide us back to where we started. Right? So this all seeking for, I need to heal, I need to learn, I need to seek my vision. It's like, no, remember. And I want to get you back to what is it that you always wanted to do? Because that is actually the thing that it is now ready to bring into. And today is a timeline shift. Ladies and gentlemen, and I know a couple of men are watching here. It is serious. I'm really, really serious that when you lean into fear, when you lean into insecurity, when you don't have the right people, even you could have great intentions, but if you don't have the right people in your closest field, meaning the 5 people you talk to, you interact, you look at, you absorb as a projector, if they are not living success, if they are not living a big mindset, a growth mindset, if they're not living, and I'm not just talking, like if they are not living and embodying that, it's going to get hard because the energy will amplify everything and you will always be tempted to not trust yourself because the not self of others, the low frequencies, is always stronger. It is the default pattern because the years of conditioning versus the years of deconditioning is longer, right? And so it's like a muscle that we need to train to really hold on to your vision. And that's why I get louder and I get more into the presence and I create the spaces and places for amazing big women to believe in their vision, to create this vision fast. It's not that there's no tiptoeing around anymore. We know what we want and we got to do it. And you got to do it in the way that feels best for you. And what is the way that feels best for you? Is by you being yourself. And I do believe that it's not a sales problem. It's not an offer problem. It's not a branding problem. It is not a fucking message problem if every woman and men would just be themselves. Yeah? And so that is and then I can package it up and I can market the fuck out of any offer. I can tell you what to say. I can tell you how to package it up. The core message, the pain point, the desire. This is my jam. We can do that. We can do that. This is the easy part. The strategy is the easy part. Yeah? This is like, okay. But exactly, and I see a lot of softness. Katarina, we will talk about it on Saturday because I see you leading yourself through it so courageously on your stories. So I have my eyes on my clients' stories. I have my eyes on what they're doing, even if you don't know it, right? I'm not so aware, but I see the insecurities of, can I really, and this is one big download, one big shift that came the last weeks for me. Had that the reason why this shrinking happens and this doubting, we all have this. We all have these self-doubts. We all have moments where I get into bitterness. Don't think that I don't feel recognized. I have moments where I don't feel recognized, and because people don't recognize me because they're in their conditioning, that's okay. We'll talk about recognition maybe later. But how quickly you can not lean into that mind. That is human design. That is hi Justina, hi Ash. This is what I want to say. How quickly you get out of the mindfuck means it defines your alignment, yeah, your integrity, your actions. And so when I doubt myself, I know how to get myself faster out of it because I'm now very well trained. But I'm also in high level mentorship the entire last 2 years in a very, very high level. I have human design coaches, and I tell you, if you don't have a human design based mentor, but you kind of think you are doing something with human design, it's half-assing it. It is. I tell the truth. It is, because I have experienced it myself. And I know now to discern what to take from which mentor and what works for me, and I can make it, I'm that advanced that I can make it work for me. But I know the big shift for a lot of my clients come when they come into my world. The practical, actionable, integrated design into your business, into your lifestyle, and translating it in a way that you really understand it, and not just talking about all the gates and channels and numbers and fancy gene keys and so on and so forth when you sit there and don't know what to post, or when you feel frustrated because you don't have a download for the next offer, or when you sit there and are insecure to speak about the things that you really want to talk about, and have fears what other people think of you. Like, this is not, do you see the gap? You can know so much about design when in those moments the not self is just ruling the show. And I don't want that anymore for any of you. Like, there's 26 people on here, and I deeply know that you there's so much more available for you and possible for you, more impact, more freedom, more self-expression, more money, really dream clients that is easy, yes, to work with when we get out of this, how can I attract a client, what do I need to do to become a match? Like, there is so much self-manipulation around because the coaching industry tells us you have to do all the things, while I'm gonna bring you back to, okay, what is it that you really want? And the biggest thing is that you can ask yourself first, the big vision, the big ass vision, the message that you have when you get fired up, and as a manifestor, you get this fire starter and you want to initiate them, and you get angry or bored, and you see like this is not working, and you want to express certain things, or as a projector, you see and recognize certain things and you want to talk about it. As a generator, money gen, you respond, but you see right away what you can help them with, and then you're not doing it, and there is this edge of, I could, but what the fuck? What if I do that? Is it really working? What if I have success with it? What if I put my message out there? How would they feel? I want to ask you, I had one big shift happening, and I have a journal here. Like I tell you, I have been writing so many things, and I was sitting here waiting for the cord, and I was reading through it, and I don't know what to talk about. It is so much. That's why I said I want to have this conversation with you and give you as much of me role modeling and sharing. And if you have anything that you ask me, I tell you, pull it out of me. Ask my second life. Call me out what I'm good at. If you want to know more, like, ask me a question, because I have not a agenda for this. I want to ask you, I had one moment where I'm like, fuck. The reason why I give you a couple of shifting points in my last 2 weeks, what then resulted in this massive explosion of incredible clients coming to me. Suddenly this go time for also my own creations, that I'm so clear about what I want to focus on and what my main work gets to be, my purpose to support women. This all happened because I shifted something in me, where I'm just not available anymore for any fuckery around my purpose, my wealth, my projector type, honoring that. And I'm not available for not making the money and having the success in a way that I want it. And this wanting and the willpower and holding that and holding that and holding that and fucking holding this along while everything else changes, and you have the feeling your entire business crumbles, and you have the feeling that fuck, nobody's buying, will this work out, I don't know, how long will it take, and you have fear and everything. This is holding it. So the reason why I want to ask you, and be very open and honest if you want, who's going to be pissed at you when you have millions on the bank account? Who's going to be triggered by you when you speak the truth? Who feels and who is pissed that you outshine them? Who is angry at you and tries to pull you down when you're living the life that you want? Who is that person? There is one voice in your head. There is one specific person. And maybe you love this person. Maybe you love them. Probably. You don't have to name it, but you know this person. And I was sitting there, I'm like, fuck. There is someone who I deeply love, but through the upbringing, I always was more responsible and reasonable, because with my undefined solar plexus, I did not want to outshine them. I did not want them to feel bad because I saw them struggling. I saw them struggling with not having the courage and the willpower and the things that make me me, because they're not me. And because I always did what I wanted, and because I now understand myself and my design so well that I always, my feelings are probably the reason I don't step up. It's not probably, it is 100% the reason. And it is mostly, while it feels vague, my stepfather comes to mind. You can take that with me. It's pessimistic, a Schwabe. Yeah. So especially a lot of you who are Germans, we are collectively, our culture is that we are more reasonable. We do not buy certain things just to have fun and desire. We have to work hard for it to deserve it. It's not so good that you buy something fancy because that is showing off, right? So when there's so many things in the conditioning that is happening. But what I notice is, no, Claudia, where do you find these amazing people? You're sitting right in front of one, and if you join Potency, you get your little projector tush into a incredible circle of women. And that's the thing. Here's one very, very wise thing that I learned. Family, your upbringing, family, it is a conditioned dynamic, and we still love them, but it is what it is. We have to, when I now look at everything in life, it's mechanics. I know myself so well now in the mechanics that I know I have to honor them no matter what. And family for you, for all of us, is we are not born into this family to stay in this family, but to liberate ourselves from them. This liberation process is the entire purpose why we're in the family. It is not to stay in the family. And it does not mean that you have to abandon them. It's an energetic, and it's an energetic thing, because I now am energetically not part of that family cult, that conditioning, that dynamic anymore, because I did my work and I made it clear cut and I stepped out of it. But yet I can still be part of it, but holding my boundaries, communicating well. And that took years of 2 years of deep deconditioning with deep human design and mentorship. But to be honest, that family situation, in any conversation that I have with clients, me included, my mentors, is the key that will shift everything in your business, because we all recreate the relationships and the emotional patterns from our upbringing in our business. So let that sink in. You repeat, you recreate subconsciously. Your not self can only feel safe in the same dynamic in your business. So when you have been pleasing some people in your family and not outshining someone and not being more successful than your siblings or whatever because they felt bad, or you heard your father talking about money in a certain way that they kind of, all these neighbors driving these fancy cars, you go like, oh, I cannot buy myself a fancy car. Or, they project certain shit onto me when you're in line 2 or line 5. They look at your Instagram and they think certain things, which Instagram is just a little snippet, right? And kind of drawing their image of you and projecting and judging. This is what we recreate in our business. So if I have not felt seen as a projector from my father, and I recreated that with my clients. So I was seeking recognition through clients and payments and sales, while the entire problem of the conditioning, the root, was in the family. And when you have certain things popping up in the business, it is always rooted in the conditioning from the upbringing. The business is a great catalyst to bring that up for anything, and that is a big shift that I recognize, which is the dynamic. Where is someone else pissed of my success? Where do they project? Where they try to pull me down? And I very lovingly can see that that's not them. It's their conditioning. It's their fear. So, hi, Amy. Hello, Amy. I'm so happy. Amy, I sent you all the photos already from here. No, you don't decondition with tapping. No. If tapping would work, deconditioning through human design is deconditioning. If tapping would work, why do people still land in human design? No. The tapping is a covering up, is a method. But I say, you can have your own opinion, but my experience is that the tapping is always, you only decondition when you take different actions, when you follow your authority and strategy. The tapping does not really work. It is in that moment when you face that person and when you don't trust yourself, you can't tap all over you. No, I don't, in my opinion, I am in human design. I do not believe in anything else. I tried it all. I think it's just a distraction. I don't believe in it. If you believe in it, great. But I don't, because it is mechanics, and mechanics is quantum physics, and that means on a cellular level, everything else is subconscious or belief system or wherever these modalities come through. But on a quantum physics level, it is the frequency that has to change in the cell and the DNA, and tapping doesn't go there. And so when we talk about deconditioning, that is on a cellular level, your body changes. The frequency of the body changes. And EFT and MFT or whatever it is has never scientifically proven that will help. So deconditioning is you understand your human design, you understand following strategy and authority, and you can follow form principle, which means you're safe in your body, even if your mind goes crazy, and you still follow your authority to the T. None of the people who are doing EFT tapping or whatever have I ever met who are doing it. They then go back to tapping again. If you're following strategy and authority, you don't need tapping anymore. So what's your argument for tapping then? Right? This entire thing with meditation or whatever, it's all this, oh, I need to tap. Even though you know what to do, it is anyone who has to make their choices, and I don't convince anyone, but I want to say there's a reason why so many people are drawn to design, to human design, but there are only a few who really live it really, really, really in integrity with their strategy and authority, and being able to step out of family dynamics and being able to really trust themselves and no need for any other modality because you know yourself and you know the mechanics. And so nothing worked. Yes, Amber, that's why understanding yourself, how did you solve your father problem? I understand myself. I understand. I have a mentor who sees and recognizes me, because our parents can never, will never, because they're in their conditioning, give us the recognition, especially as a projector, when they don't know about design and when they don't know about what is required to recognize us. So if you have feelings of, I don't feel seen, I don't feel recognized, whether from people or from clients or the industry, when you go there and say, you know what, I'm a coach and I don't feel seen, and I have to position myself and I have to gain visibility and all that, then the fastest way is to have mentors, or are in a place with mentors. That's why I created Potency, so that you, like Amber said, that you understand yourself and have that reflected back through a mentor, and they see you so deeply, and no other type can do that as a projector to another projector. And that shifted everything. And now I understand and see them in their conditioning, so I don't rely and depend on that anymore. I'm out of codependency. I am not looking for external validation anymore. I'm not needing a sale to feel safe and successful. That's all of it. It is, nothing can be separated. Yes. So emotional trauma is all around mechanics in the solar plexus. And if you have an emotional authority, that looks completely different. So I only see it as quantum physics, so, but I don't want to talk about that anymore. It's absolutely an experience, and I love that you see that for yourself as a third line. What is working, what is not working. Perfect. But what I want to say is, if you're clear about why you're not fully stepping into your bigness, then it's about doing it no matter what. Because who actually benefits from it if you're not living fully your design and not fully your purpose and not fully your vision? Who is really benefiting from it? And is it worth? And right now, with this year and the quantum shift and the time shift that is happening, if you do not fully step into what you know is meant for you and really have the support to radically support you in that, to hold it, everything will be amplified. The people, I notice it myself. I get more successful and I follow what I want and I expand. So I'm moving into a house. It is not reasonable. I'm a single. Even this, what I'm doing here, is not reasonable. It is not required. It's not necessary. But most common people live in that state of, we just invest when it's possible, and we have a budget and we save for later. And that's not my reality. I don't want this. I have gate 41 and I want expansion and I want growth and I want to be surrounded by people who normalize that. And this is what I create for myself. And this is, if you want to join me, you're very welcome. But I do not convince that that's a better life. If you choose to live in your limitations, choose it. Here. You know, this is exactly another shift that I decided for myself. I only focus on people who live that successfully and expand me and cheer me on in that and say, amazing, let's create retreats in that house. Let's think bigger. Exactly. I'm stretching for rent, but it's beautiful home towards expansion. Amazing. And this is the courage that you need. And this is my biggest gift. So what I used to, let me just finish that sentence. I choose that for myself and I create that for my clients. And I decided the second decision was last week, that was a big shift and big breakthrough, is topic self-expression. Anything that I do is a part of who I am. So the only way to have more success is truly shifting everything into what you want and how you want it to feel. And then, yes, suddenly it says, yeah, but my husband, but my family, but my kids, we will find a way for it. But that cannot be the reason to not have it. There is always a solution. If you want something, the solution to have it is right there. The universe does not, it's not working this way. There's always, you have a desire, you want something, you value something, you want to have this experience. There is a way to create it. Otherwise, you would not have it in you. Your magnetic monopole is guiding you towards that. You have this idea that's there for a reason. And then people pop up. Mentors pop up. Invitations pop up. Conversations, you have a conversation with someone and there's an opportunity, like they're little breadcrumbs and you have to follow that. So there's always a way. And I decided with my possibility view, I want to create that for me. There is a possible way to make that happen. And I am focusing only on people who are already living that so that I get expanded as fuck to have bigger money conversations, to have bigger life conversations, to have bigger vision conversations. And when I'm here, I cannot suddenly have clients or focus on offers or focus on messaging or focus on anything in my business where I then go down into trying to convince people that they can have a bigger life. I only want to speak and talk and work with people, men and women, who want that too and who know that it is their desire to invest in themselves and their business. There's no conversation anymore. If I don't talk about in my content anymore about, oh, you know what, you have to invest in yourself and mentorship, and if you want human design, you have to learn it from SourceBase, whatever. I'm not here for that anymore. And that was a big shift. Like, what is it that you want? Get your ass into that environment and then make sure that you don't lower your standards with who do you focus on. This is exactly as a projector, it's so fucking simple to live success frequency and to have that signature in yourself by who you absorb, who you eat. Who do you eat, projectors? Who do you absorb? And manifestors, who do you have still in your energy field? You got to amp up your fire to push them away. Your aura has to clean that shit out. And your sacrals, who do you still respond to? Who is a fact? No. This is standard. This is boundaries. This is the policy. This is the second thing that I have been practicing. Saying, okay, I'm only here. I invest the fuck out of myself. I'm upgrading all the time. I'm not available for anyone who's not willing to live life in a bigger way and stay. I'm not your mentor then. Sorry, but not sorry. So for yourself, the shift gets to be around who do you absorb? Who do you respond to? Who do you try to activate and initiate who is like, ugh, actually, no. Does this land? Does this bring something up? And even with your daily message on Instagram, who you want to kind of give an inspiration. We're not here to inspire people. You either work with them, you either guide them, you activate them, or you support them or not. This is not just for, you know what I mean? Or saying, yeah, I want to invite you. No, there must be more behind the message. Because when you're clear about your policies, you also are not available for any mindfuckery in your DMs, whether they buy or not buy. Exactly, Amber. It's cleaning up who you follow, but most importantly, who do you speak to? Who do you get tripped up when they don't buy? Who is in your closest field who is hanging on live streams and never buys from you? And I know some of even watching this here and will never buy or whatever, and I'm okay with that. It's okay. There's always like something that people get out from you, and this is great, and this you make impact, and that's where they are. And then you're on a different journey, and that's all good. There's no judgment, but you get to be clear about what is your level that people get to meet. And most importantly, what changed for me is that I suddenly shifted my focus of my offers and my focus on who I want to call in as a client. And I made space for that. And I had my energy behind it. And that was such a big shift because I expressed myself suddenly differently. So my biggest shift this week was I want to work with high-level leaders and women who are business owners, who see themselves as business owners, who invest like business owners, who have big visions like leaders and visionaries. And so instead of doing a couple of other things that I thought I would do here in Munich, and it fucked up my mind a little bit, like I'm not gonna lie, on a Saturday last week, I was sitting there, I'm like, fuck. And I had this not self conversation. And I was sitting there, and on weekends, I don't message my, I'm usually not in the DMs with my mentors. So I'm like, okay, well, how do I lead myself here through that mindfuckery? There's a feeling of no in my body. No, my spleen said, no, we do not do that event. And I'm like, okay, what? There was a big desire of, I want this. I want to focus on my high-level mastermind. This one-on-one mentorship that I created there with these amazing women. I'm like, okay. And then I made a decision that, okay, what is it that excites me most about this? It's the conversations. It's the level of the conversations that I have in there. There's not a question about I'm afraid to show up. There's like, okay, how can I show up more? How can I make more bigger impact? Like the bar is already there. Yeah. And I said, okay, I am not doing this little thing that I thought I got to do to make the next sale and the next launch. You also have certain policies and rules that you had in the past about what is required to make money. So this industry tells you you have to launch a master class, you have to launch a program, you have to launch this, you have to launch that, right? How good does it feel to you? Do you really want this? Or what is it actually that excites you? What is it? My gate 41 is always like, I want to have that for myself. And this is the main thing that I guide my clients back to you. Like, make it about you. Instead of thinking about how can I support my clients, what does my audience want, should I offer next so they buy, kind of what is their pain point, how would the thing sell best? I want to ask you, like, why do you want it? Yeah, exactly. It is exhausting to launch all the time. That's why you should not do it. That's why there's a different business model available for you. So what do you want to do? How do you want to work with your clients? In my world, with my defined ego, I say make it all about you first. Because To be honest, if you don't make it about you, you're going to be bitter, you're going to be angry, you're going to be disappointed, you're going to be fucking frustrated. And to be honest, if you're sacral and your frustration penetrates a client that is maybe a projector, it is physical pain. And even if it's not kind of obviously, but it is mechanics. And on mechanics, you put energy in the other person. And everybody here, we put energy in the other person. So the bitterness around the offers is felt through even when this phone is off. This is the new era. Even if this phone is off, the background frequency of your daily life is impacting your sales. So that's why I say it is bigger than just this little box of Instagram. You can post all the fancy things and show up every day on your Insta stories. But if the background frequency is not success, not peace, not fully joy and satisfaction, fully self-expression, creativity and expansion, it won't sell. And this time now that we're in is even more clear that what your aura sends into the quantum field is what you call in as on a fractal. People in your DMs who not buy, or you have crickets, or people are not kind of decisive and not just come and say, I want to work with you, that's has nothing to do with what you post or how often you post. It's solely the background frequency. So if you are not really self-expressed, meaning doing what you want and making it about you, what lights you up when you work with your clients, and then I can take that, you tell me what you want, and I can take it, and we create offers, and we create a strategy, and we create a business model, and all that. This is then possible. But first, I said, you know what, I want more of these conversations that I have with my one-on-one clients and that I have with my mentors. So what do I want? I'm going to create, I have this one-on-one mentorship space, which is not a mastermind, but I have no other word to talk about it in mastermind because they have one-on-one calls with me instead of so many group calls. There is one-on-one Voxer support. There is, it is all personalized. It's not just a bunch of people thrown together. I guide in their design specifics. So, but it's more women in a room, and we need as projectors the other to recognize ourselves. So and also a lot of women have their hide in one-on-one. A lot of women are hiding in one-on-one. And I was that too, because witnessing, allowing yourself to be seen and witnessed in your rise, in your bigness, in your big vision, in your success, requires eyes on you from other powerful women. So if you can show up from power in your vulnerabilities, also in your big vision, you're over the top, and can hold eye to eye. So all my clients are actually peers. I hire them, they hire me. Like it's equal. So when this has to shift. This has to shift. Like the funky energy around, oh, I better not share this. I just observe. I don't interact. I don't reach out. I don't, all that is not success signature, because it's insecurity, it's self-doubt. And so I decided to create more of this. And last week I said, okay, I lead myself. I have the courage to not follow my mind and this plan and not launch it. And I open energetically, and now I give you a powerful tool. I share with you in a second, the most powerful tool that I'm doing a practice since 3 weeks. And it has been the highest shift in my energy, and amazing women are coming into my world. And yes, there's also a financial shift. But for me, success is more this, that I don't have mindfuckery around spending a night in a hotel while I'm also paying for the other hotel. So just as I'm going to talk about the hotel in a second. But I want to say that I decided I want that for myself. And when I create something that I want, I'm the best and the best of the best mentor I could be, because I'm excited when I wake up. I check in with my clients. We do life together. And then I have this little master class. Do you want to buy? That felt a little bit small. Do you feel it? A little bit small. So what I did, and this is the big thing, this is the biggest thing of self-expression in success, is you have to have the courage to do it. Tell me, what is it in that moment? Tell me very, very, very honestly, what always comes up when you say, I actually want to do it, but what is your but? In my world, last Saturday, it was there was first a story of there are no women in my field wanting to be in a mastermind. There are no women who are willing to pay that amount. Everybody's telling me they don't have the money. There's not this higher caliber. I'm always alone and in the way how I move. Nobody else moves like me. Nobody else sees that. Then there was the thought of, I'm not seen by them, right? So I'm not visible. Then there was a thought of, yeah, but last time I sold that masterclass and it was a success, so that's the only way, if I repeat this, to have a scalable business model. All that bullshit. I'm not ready. What is one shows up, buys? What does no one shows up, buys? Okay, give me more. Come on. There's so many people here. Give me all the bullshit that I can burn it down. Let's bring up the bullshit too, because I want a little bit of a thing to work with. In those moments, there's now the exercise that I give you. I have to ask one question first. What is a result? I'm not afraid that my clients won't buy, but what could this special person think about me? Third line experience. What this special person think about me? Oh, you mean that person who doesn't want you to be successful, or the client? What if nobody cares? Okay. So there's a lot of external validation, and you, in terms of the opinion of another person about you, if nobody buys, if it doesn't work, if nobody is interested in that offer, like not the clients. Katarina, I know we're gonna talk about it on Saturday, right? So what I want to say is that the power you give someone else's opinion is more than your own power. Hi, Ines. Hello, beautiful predictor. So here's one thing that you can take with me. That's why I say mechanics is you can tap the fuck out of this situation with being afraid what other people say. And sorry about tapping, but it's just what I have now to kind of say this as an example. But when I say mechanics, then I'm going to tell you how simple it is to get your power back. Because I do not believe or take any opinion as real or give it a meaning. I actually ignore other people's opinion unless they are into design and are my external authority. Other people's opinions are opinions, they're not authorities. When I ask someone to give me external authority means someone else guides me to my authority. That is just my mentor, period. Anyone else who doesn't understand design and is in their conditioning, I do not even listen. It is not even real. It's just opinions. People have a lot of opinions and people project a lot, but I don't see that as real. I don't accept this. Like, no. I am very good at making my reality and choosing my reality, and like, no. This is a defined ego. So a lot of, that's why I say self-centered success, self-expression is really a lot about being egoistic. And that was my deconditioning, what I had to do. To make it about me, what I want in my business, and not my clients. To make it about me and my family, and not about my family, yeah. In a certain way. When you give other people a meaning, or when you take other people's opinion about you, or even you think this is not even real, they don't even tell you this. You make that up. It's just a not self mindfuckery. They don't even have told you. Did they send you a letter and saying you're stupid or whatever? No, it's just the mind. You come up with that shit. It's not real, but it has an effect on your energy. So when you give that thought a meaning, you give your authority away and you follow other people's authorities. How does that feel with all your human design knowledge? When in those moments, you tell me you know about design, you know your authority, but in those moments, you give your authority someone else because you make that decision. For example, you invest only in the mentor when your client pays you. I heard this so often. Or you have to, you trust yourself that you're a good coach when someone buys. Or you put out an offer and you only believe in that offer if someone is responding or buying. Like, this is giving the authority, giving the power, giving the authority to someone else. Or even the bank account, when I only feel safe when there's money. You've got to feel safe when there's no money to make more money. In the smaller numbers to hold the bigger numbers. Like, all that is giving your authority away, giving the feeling of safety away, giving the feeling of certainty away. So that has to shift. Does it make sense? So I want to ask you, what is the desired outcome? I give you this tool now. This is so powerful. And if that works for you, the tool that I give you now, I want to have a message from you next week, how you use it and how it changed your life, because it's so fucking powerful. Like, anytime I share this with my clients, it's mind-blowing. So what is a desired result that you want? So for example, you want 5K month, 50K month, 100K month. For example, you want 5 people in your offer, you want 10 people, you want 3 new clients. Like, what is a number? Can you give me a number here? Is this important? It is really, really important that you give me now a number if you really want this method to work and to understand. And while you give me the number, I have to turn off the air conditioning because otherwise my throat will get dry out. Okay, where are the numbers? So I had a desire for the amount of women, 5K. Okay, come on, bring it on. There are 25 people on here. I want to see 25 numbers of either monthly income or people you want to have in your offers. Come on. Give me some recognition and kind of talk to me. Katarina, I love that. Okay, I want 5,000. Okay, per month or whatever. Okay, so my example, last Saturday I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I will not go into littleness, offers or whatever. I want my mastermind to fill, and I'm holding, and also I want my private clients. I love that you're all engaging. I love that. Amazing. Hi, Sarah. So I did that too. that I said, okay, what do I actually want? 10 people in my group program, 15K, 10K, amazing. So I decided for myself, okay, I am holding space for 3 one-on-one clients, and I'm holding, what means holding space? It's like, this is energetically, really that works. I can talk about how to hold space as well, how to hold space and attract those clients. So maybe Christina, can you take a note that I'm going to talk about this as well? So, private clients, painful, 100K. Yes. So I need to write that down, what I want to give you as an assignment as well. Hold on. I need to give you an assignment about your statement offer for this Pluto in Aquarius, okay? We're going to do a statement offer. And me included. This is, okay. So when you have these numbers, and the exercise is the following. I want you to 10x this result. So you all put a number, another number, a 0 behind that number, whether it's the amount of people or it's a monthly income. So for me, it was, okay, I want 5 women in the mastermind. And then suddenly it was like, wow, 50 women. Okay. So, yeah, Sherry, we're going to get there. Easy. But now put a 0 behind that. So when you have 30 to 50K month, and then suddenly you go like 300 to $500,000 per month, or I went from 5 intimate space of clients to 50, it's like, oh wow. Okay, so I want to ask you, hold on, I have so much what I want to say. I need to take notes that I don't forget this. So exactly, how do you feel in your body when you look at that number? From 5K, suddenly it's 50K. From 50K, it's suddenly $500,000. From 5 clients, from 10 clients, yeah, it's 30 private clients. Okay, 30 private clients, 50 clients for me in the mastermind. First, I was like, fuck, that's big. Okay, so I don't want to get hooked up in the number. But what is important is, how would you feel? How would you show up? How would you get yourself together in the morning? How would you who would you talk to? Who would you talk to when it's so many people? How would you bring your message out there? The thing is that it creates, if you can, let me know how you're feeling. Put that feeling. How do you feel in the comments? It's important that we get for this exercise, okay? For me, it was suddenly from this lean forward, oh my God, 5 people in the mastermind. I just let go of the plan for the launch. How do I call them, call them in, whatever. But suddenly everything made sense. Okay, you were nervous. Okay, that's interesting. So this is all about your self-belief. This is all about, brings up now the not self. But bring it into your true self. See yourself as that successful. So, yeah, so it's only about your self-image, who you think you are, what you're capable of. Okay. It's only about, do you see yourself as capable? What belief do you have about yourself? How much do you trust yourself? How much are you in your authority? Yeah. So for me, it was letting go of that 5 people, okay, to suddenly, this was a lean forward energy of, okay, I have to kind of make content and show up more and speak to that woman, and what kind of offer do I put out there, or what kind of message does this woman is interested in, so that she recognizes me, right? All this strategy thing came up, like the how. Suddenly I was doing and journaling, and I have this journal here. I was writing down every day, how does it feel? How would I show up when I have 50 women already in? And it always gets me into such an energy of, these women, we don't have little conversations. These women are leading themselves. This feels actually lighter as a little offer, where I have, you know that I feel more bitter if someone doesn't buy my 97 offer than someone says no to my 10K offer per month. That doesn't make me feel bitter, because I trust myself that there is a woman who is even on here who pays 14K in full. I trust myself so much, but there's the littleness, the mindfuckery on 97. So I decided 50 women in my mastermind means I don't even talk about money. These women know that they got to invest because they want this. They want to be in this space. And I don't even have to think about whether they have money or not. There was one big belief where it was mindfuckery around small offers that was like, yeah, but women don't have the money to pay me for big ones that's why I have to make more smaller ones or whatever, or kind of do more launches because of that. That moment something shifted. That's why I call it here the shift, because I expressed what I want. I created the offer that I wanted, and suddenly I'm leaned back. Sarah says the true you has to have the capacity to bring in more. Who is that self? That's a good bet. Yeah. The thing is, you already have the capacity. You're not self, it's just fucking it up. And yes, of course, hi Maria. Yes, of course, you get to become better and skillful in leading your clients. You lead your clients differently as a manifestor than a sacral generator than a projector. So projector leading is not responding, is asking questions and guiding, yeah? So, but this lean back is you set the bar higher for how you show up. Because for me, it was such a, of course, and suddenly again, there was something that felt away. It is not part of my reality anymore that I get my head around whether they have money or not. It's not there anymore. And that was such a big shift, and it dropped in my body, in my cells, that is mutation, and that creates a different energy into the quantum field. And this week, last weekend, I had 2 women joining the mastermind, and 1 woman, and they're all here on the call, and one incredible woman joined my 6-week one-on-one. I tell you, I kid you not, this exercise can change everything for you. And if you're scared right now and you feel overwhelmed, then you got to get better at becoming a better mentor. Yes, and it's not that I want to have 50 women in there, but the caliber, in order to lead 50 women, of course I cannot handhold every woman. I don't want to, and it's not correct for me as a projector. So if that is a thing, to have 50 women in my mastermind, we have such high-level conversations that this is doing life together. Like, this is the best place right now to be in. I'm so fucking lit up, and there are not many seats left anymore because I'm so excited about it, but I'm also so leaned back. I choose who gets to be in there. That's also something. I choose who is a fit. Just because someone says I want to be in it doesn't mean that they get in. My authority is the doorman. Stella is a manifestor, and she just joined. We had a intensive, and she just joined the mastermind. I'm so excited, literally just got clear on the model that would be required of Servant 13 woman without burnout. Amazing. I cannot hear it in the later. See, this is where you suddenly get expanded and you have access to something in you that is already there. but your self-belief and your self-concept and your self-image is off because your offers is off. You are thinking too small. And this is why I have why my clients experience such amazing shifts, because I hold you to a higher standard of your own vision and your own capacity and capability, because I tell you exactly what is correct for your design. It's mechanics. And then everything falls away that is too much. And that suddenly feels lighter. So I want to really invite you to make that practice, and that every day, every morning. Even I do it when I wake up and I lay in bed. I'm like, oh, I have 50 people. How fucking cool! I can lay a little bit longer in bed. Let me be here a little bit longer, and then okay, because there's no rushing anymore. There is no rushing anymore. And I tell you, I kid you not, I gotta share this. Like there are a couple of seats left open, available for the mastermind, and it is such a beautiful place where I see my clients rise, and also together that we are on such an intimate and well connected place. And so if you're as lit up as I am and you want to have more information about that amazing space, then you are very welcome to message me afterwards. It's where my biggest attention is as a projector right now, next to my private coaching on that level. And what excites me most is the variety of visions that these women have in all areas of businesses and different designs. And for me as a projector, I really thrive from these conversations of intelligence. And I believe that a lot of women are not at the level of their success and their income because you just have boring conversations. You talk about boring stuff with clients. That's why I say you gotta raise the bar higher, and someone who really meets you at your level of intelligence, suddenly you see, oh, there's another desire, there's another thing. And when you normalize even having a different life experience and how you invest and the moves you make, suddenly there's an ease in your body, and that is felt in your business, whatever you do out there. Let's do this. My spleen is just like, okay. So if you are interested in working with me and the mastermind kind of intrigued you a little bit, I'm gonna bonus something in for this Pluto Aquarius thing. Like, we go fucking big here, okay? I loved this intensive that I did with Stella that was so mind-blown. So I am willing, my ego is willing to say, if you are joining the mastermind within this week, I want to give a half-day intensive with me, like a half-day deep dive with a one-on-one session, and then there's private Voxer to really dive deep into your business and design and your fucking big vision and all that, and then we do the implementation, all the strategy and everything in the mastermind. But that is something where you're like, okay, let's do this. This is totally splenic authority of throwing that in. I had no idea to do that beforehand, but that's just an invitation for you. If anyone is on your seat and you're saying, okay, let me get in there. Okay, so back to the exercise. Did that change something in your body? Did that change something in your body? I want you to make that exercise every day, and don't get caught up by, oh, how can I lead 30 people? You don't have to have a model for it. It's more about the energy of the quality of the people, your energy around showing up. Who would you talk to? How would you talk to? Which conversations would you have, which not? Because when you're not coming from a needy energy or a fearful energy, you're just relaxed and you have more self-assurance, and that suddenly brings it excludes, it kind of cuts out every other bullshit. Do you get that? Yeah? Does it make sense? Did it change something for you? I want to hear Is that valuable? Did that shift something? I want to hear. Lean back attitude, yeah. So the second thing that I think, I'm so excited now. Yes, Nina, and I know we have been talking beforehand about it. Like, you are ready. You're so fucking ready. Okay. If you attract a client within 1 week, like, message me. I want to celebrate you. Okay. So this is one thing. The second thing is, I want to talk about two things: the hotel story. Who wants to hear the hotel story? And then I also want to talk about a statement offer. So, what do we do first? I think in a statement offer, because we're already a little bit in the strategy. So, the self-expression success. This concept, yeah. But it's also, it's not so much about the business model, Stella. For you, I want to bring it all back, and that's a good example. Not so much thinking about the business model. It is more about how can you express yourself in all of this. Natasha, hi. So the practice, I will save this live stream, and I will send it out as a replay, and you can watch it on YouTube. Okay? So I want you not so much to think in strategy, but more really in the energetics. How would you talk to them? And what would you talk about? And what is it that you can express about yourself more? Because the strategy is the second thing. What is most important is who you are in that model, what you do, and that excitement about that you get to be that even more relaxed, even more expressed, even like we have been talking about, you're mostly individual. As a manifestor, you're here to empower and activate people. So whatever the business model is, has to support you, right? As a non-energy type. And with the waves that you're going through as an emotional authority. Yes, Adriana, see you there. So the main thing is, does your offer, does your thing that you would like to create give you this full-on freedom to not have any limitations? It's not about you deliver something. See you on Saturday. Yes. It's not about you delivering something. It's about how can you have a structure that supports you being more yourself. And for me, it was clear. There is no launching of offers. There's no teaching the how-tos. I am a role model. I'm a projector. I guide and I model and I give laser sharp guidance, and my spleen cuts out everything that I see as bullshit right away, and we streamline everything. And there's my channel of surrender, who helps my clients to promote themselves and to market themselves, not the offer, themselves. This is all about self-expression marketing. This is about you getting more creative. And so for me, it was important that I can do this, that there's not an agenda, there's no curriculum, there's nothing. It's one topic. It's like this. There's one topic. I riff. I work on invitations. I look at what is guided. Like, this is something that supports, and it's important that you know yourself so well, what works for you, and figuring that out over time, and having someone who guides you what is the best and the most efficient for you, and then we kind of create that. Okay, so the second part, and then we're going to close it with a story about the hotel. The second thing that I want to give to you as an assignment for Pluto and Aquarius is this statement offer. You get to have a fuck-ass big offer ready energetically that you get your energy behind, and put it out there and have it available. Also energetically, as I said, there are there are kind of 3 private client seats that I'm holding, and I'm not holding it by, oh, who's a match for it, how can I get a client. It's more this energy, and it's like I am so fucking excited, and I observe who is choosing to be in that, who is kind of the match for it. And that's such a different energy that I'm in right now, that there's no need to fill them, because I have potency for projectors, and I have the mastermind, and I'm so happy with it, and I create offers, and I create classes, and I do these things that's extra. So if you focus only on selling your one-on-one, that is the closest to get to you. So maybe you want to create something else. But for me, it is this lean back and saying, okay, I'm very, very excited to see who is going to be that close to me. And so create a statement offer, and I'm going to show you and model you what that is in my case. So that is fucking big, and you go, and your mind goes like, oh my God, nobody will buy that, and that is so high in the price, and I don't have an idea how to deliver it. I tell you, energetically get your energy behind it. You don't even have to announce it. But I, with my defined ego, I'm always like, okay, fuck, that's my improvement. I'm so excited. Gate 41 is like, oh my God, I only grow and thrive when something is like a thrill, like a courageous act, something I've never done before. I want to ask you, when was the last thing that you have done something you never done before that kind of scared the fuck out of you, at the same time you were so excited, and it's like on Christmas and birthday and New Year's Eve all together, and like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I know some of you who just joined my space, I'm like so excited, right? The same with me. Like this hotel room, I've never done that before. I'm going to tell a story in a second. So exciting. It makes us grow. It makes us so proud. And it's not even a thing to join or to pay or to put money on the table. You know what the expansive thing is? That you're so fucking proud of yourself that you did it. And that makes you feel, get into your signature. And that is again something where you go so courageously into the world, and people see that. You flex your aura. I always say you flexing your aura. You just own the room. You have your own back. So exactly, Amber. It's like, finally, fuck, I did it, and we're doing it. We're creating it. I have no idea. Yes. Okay. Exactly, Katarina. It's so good. How amazing. That is success feeling. That is peace for the manifestor. That you moved something. That is satisfaction for the sacrals of, this feels so juicy. You want to create more of that. So I want you to feel into an offer that feels like, fuck, yes, that would be amazing. And then hold it, and then work your energy around it with this exercise I've gave you before. So for example, for me, I am now even openly declaring and sharing that with you, that I have a link ready for a 6-figure payment, 100K, to work with me 1 year. So this is a 1 year, 100K offer out there, now declared. It's available. I choose the woman who gonna receive that. It's not, oh, you put the money on the table and then you're in. That's not. But it is an offer where I'm like, okay, nobody has paid me that amount in full yet, and I'm ready for it. I do this exercise. What if I had 3 women paying me? I'm like, okay, even more chill. Okay, it's there, it's out there, and I already know who's going to make it. I already know it, because this is also something. Since 3 weeks going into that energy of this month, my psychic abilities of my spleen is so on point. Like, I already shared a couple of, not coincidences, but a couple of downloads that I had, like splenic hits, intuitive, instinctual knowing. And then my clients told me about it. So when I have these statement offer came through, I already know that there's this woman out there. And you also have these intuitive gifts. They show up in a different way. They will get stronger over the next weeks. Trust that. So feel into what is your statement offer. Maybe you want to share it in the comments or not. But for me, definitely, it is this feeling of fucking exciting, and I'm so excited and so curious. Yeah, you gotta, instead of getting into, oh my God, how do I pay this? How do I attract this client? How do I create offers? And then approach it with curiosity, like, oh my God, I'm so excited when every day you can open the phone and someone has sent a message and say, I want to work one-on-one with you. How would you show up with this excitement instead of, oh, nobody pays me, nobody, like, this gets to shift. But I was there too. I was there where it was, hey, Savannah, I was there sitting like, when will it happen? Fucking when will it happen? When will it happen? And what shifted? Because I got myself into spaces with my mentors where I had these conversations first. You have to get yourself in spaces with mentorship with other women where you feel lit up and cheered on and kind of distracted a little bit. So living your best life is the focus to create success signature. And for me, I am doing this hotel experience. I knew that I'm going to do it already in February, but I had no idea that it's going to be not in February. But then I already could feel things coming together, and I knew this day today, the 23rd, I wanted to be in a space and an environment is so important for especially projectors that represent and the investments of normally spending an amount of money for investing in a hotel room where it's just the experience of it, right? And this is a stretch for me because I love to invest in jewelry, yeah, and I take it with me home, and it's defined ego is possessions. We love material things, and this is a investment into an item, and it's really a physical thing. But in a hotel experience there wasn't any time where I'm like, I also pay the other hotels, or I could stay in the other one. I could do the live stream from the other one. It doesn't matter. You don't even see that. That's my stretch. So I'm going like, you know what do I choose? I want to normalize it. In my world, we normalize bigness, and I wanted this. And I feel like this is so me. It's like you have a concierge. This is such a projector thing. Everything is taken care of. Everything is clean. Everything is so luxurious. This gets to be our normal. Yeah. And some of you know that. But some of you have, a certain response when I say 1,000 euros for a night. What comes up? Yeah, so there you feel, you see your edges. When you say, yeah, it's fucking normal, then you see, okay, my edge is further above. And that's the same with your prices of your offers. There's an edge where your energy goes like, nobody buys, or someone like, yeah, you trust. It's only about trusting yourself because it's normal. You go and ride a bike because it's normal. And you're not scared to ride a bike, right? But a little child is scared to ride a bike because they don't know, they've never done it, they don't trust themselves, they look at mommy and daddy, can I really do it, can I really do it? But human design is kind of, can I do it? Yes, your authority can do it. So I trust myself. This is form principle. It's my body led me here, and there's something waiting for me, and I don't even have to know about it. But actually this feeling of fucking I did it, and it doesn't make sense, and it's so expansive in my experience because I want this as a normal, and maybe I just want to live an entire whatever experience in hotels. I did that already last year. So there's even how I enter this hotel is I occupy it. Even the other hotel it's very quickly that I go there and like, this is mine, this is me, this is so normal. And this is now to close this off as the hotel story. Defined ego. I'm fucking desire motivation. I knew that I wanted exactly this room. Oops, exactly this room. This is a special. The hotel has different styles of rooms. They're older rooms. This is an entirely renovated new tract of this hotel. This is a specific design. And my touch cognition and my view, everything was like, I want this. I looked at the homepage, I want this. When ego wants something, there is no negotiation. I want this or not, okay? That's my strength for my clients, to hold their willpower. If you don't have a defined ego, you very quickly, I call them. Instead of booking online, I call them because my desire motivation goes there. I want to make sure I get what I want. And I always get what I want. Since a little girl, this sentence, I always get what I want, was my mantra. I knew it as a little girl, but my parents, everyone in my family doesn't have a defined ego. So what did I hear as I was raised? This is too big for you. You cannot have it. You're too egoistic. It's too much or whatever. So I am such a strong will that I always get what I want and I make it happen. No is as a possibility view, not in my reality. There's always a way. And usually when you ask for the things, when you ask other people, how often do you not ask for what you want because you think, I think it's too expensive. I think it is, like when I say come to Munich, take an airplane, come to Munich, most of you go like, no, it's too expensive. And I say, did you check the flights? Did you check the flights? No, but I think it's really too expensive. And that's the mindset. If you don't check it, you're staying in your limitations that are just thoughts. So what I did was, I want to make sure, desire motivation wants to make sure that everything is done and everything is correct. And so I called them this morning. And I said, so this story should expand you how I also run my business. This is exactly how I run my business. I want to book a room, and I want this room, this style of the room. And she said, we can give you the category. I can give you the category, and I'm not sure if we have that style. So I said, but I only want that style. And she said, okay, let me call my colleagues what I can do for you. And I said, thank you. So she went after a couple of minutes, and I'm willing to wait. I'm a projector. I can wait. And so she said, yes, we can make it happen. However, it will take a little bit longer to be ready for you to go in. And I'm like, I'm flexible. If I get, you have to be flexible. I'm like, okay, I'm flexible with moving in. I'm already in Munich, and so there's no arrival time. I can move in a little bit later, but then comes my ego negotiation, which is a little bit of the manipulation. I'm like, okay, if I move in later, because usually check-in time is 3 p.m., right? And she said, no, not before 6. And I said, okay. This is so typical. This is negotiation of a channel of surrender of a defined ego. I tell you, it's the 26.4 in particular. And I said, is it then possible to stay longer and have a late checkout if I don't get in before 6 p.m.? And she said, I'm not sure, but I will try to make it happen for you. You see that I always ask what I want, but I'm also okay if she had said, no, there's no late checkout. We cannot do it. I'm okay. So you have to ask for what you want, but also have the courage to hear no. Because this is also something for a defined ego. It's like, whatever. If it's not happened, it's okay. But an undefined ego often is afraid to hear no. Whether it's you put your offer out there and you say this costs 100 euros or dollars, and clients say, no, that's too expensive. You go like, I'm afraid to say no. That's conditioning. That's not you. Because you have to value what you value and want what you want, and being able to hold it, even if people say no, that's the energy. If you can hold it, and you will only learn to hold it when you decondition your ego. And you decondition your ego only with a healthy, defined ego. That is that. And I did the entire work around deconditioning that with another defined ego. Because for me, it is okay to want what I want, and that I always want more, and that I'm so willful, and that I go after it, and that I'm not egocentric and all that. And in order to, so this entire hotel, I arrived, and it was amazing. And I came in and I asked again, is it possible for a late checkout? And he said, sure. When do you want to leave? I'm like, wow, you ask me when I want to leave. You don't tell me you have to go by then. I said 3 p.m. And he said, okay. And by the way, you can use the entire day tomorrow and still spend at the spa. I'm like, thank you. So I want to tell you, if you ask for what you really want, you're going to be fucking surprised what is available for you. So I came in, and then I also asked for the cord, and they brought me the cord. And yes, it's a 5-star hotel, so they try everything to make it happen. But what I want, this story is, it's so typical for me that even in the other hotel, I ask for the washing machine. Like, I even ask for things where other people would be embarrassed. I can remember that my sister always was like shy, and she has an undefined ego, shy to ask the guy. I go into a bar, I'm like, hey, do you want to come over for a drink? I mean, that's not so much projector-esque, but I have desire, motivation, and defined ego. So kind of it is a little bit manipulation, but that is always where it's my biggest strength. And now I'm fully owning that. And I tell you this story as a role model, but also as a mentor, that if you have an understanding that you want more, but the world around you and the people around you are not fully also energetically backing you, there is a pathway. Just ask for more, trust yourself more, and get into a room of people where they also normalize wanting more for themselves and making that normal. Like I tell you, the world will not meet you at that level where you could be. And you have no idea, even with this house that I created, that I am now renting, I had no idea, but I trusted my authority, and I saw it popping up online, and I'm like, oh, there's something in it for me. It doesn't make sense, but just go there and look at it. This is how I operate. And I cannot tell you that I can tell you what is perfect for you, but anyways, it is definitely something which you already know. So that was the hotel story. And I had to smile because it's so typical. It's like, okay, now I spent the entire night here, and I want this to charge my next 20 years. I want to have clients who rise with me in unrealistic desires, where everyone would say, that's you have 2 houses, you have a car that you don't even drive. Like, what the fuck? It's authentic. So the conclusion of this shift is, the more you express anything that you want and how you want it, the more success you will have. But the entire deconditioning and work is around holding that and actually following through and doing it. And we cannot do it alone, I tell you. It is not easy. And that's why I share this today with you. And I love this because I learned to speak what I want. How can anyone hear me when I don't speak it? Exactly. And this is how we manifest. So the biggest conditioning around money and success is the solar plexus, the ego, and the throat. And the spleen, because if you have an undefined spleen, you will never feel safe in it all. And you amplify the fears of someone else, And if you have an undefined solar plexus, you feel right away the discomfort of others. And that's the problem. It's not your discomfort, it's their discomfort, but you amplify it. And when you know how to handle this and you know the design mechanics that I teach my clients, this is so suddenly things you're not available. You can hold boundaries. If you only talk about boundaries and communication but don't understand the mechanics, it does not work, because mechanics always override your body, the energy, the frequency, the electricity that the energy people put into you and that you absorb is way stronger than all this knowing, right? So that is that. That is that. And I will definitely go into more topics, so that you know there is a class coming, like a 2-day class, on more things around selling on social media and bring that into the online space. I announce it soon. And this portal today is really for you to make decisions from your authority. What do you want the next 20 years to look like and feel like? And I will have a couple of my clients' conversation in the next days also coming on live. I wanted to do it today, but I will not do it because it didn't feel good right now. I want to give them more space and more attention so that you also hear other women sharing their experience, and have them as a role model as well. This is important that we also see other women in other designs living it. It's so important that we show up differently online, that you show up in your definition, in your way of doing things differently. Not many are, or this is the last point that I wanted to say. Not most of this coaching industry is modeling a unhealthy and not sustainable way of making money online. And everyone who's watching this now live or the replay are already ahead of time, because you have a certain self-awareness around design. You have a desire to do things differently. And not many are already modeling it. So we need more of you to model that when you're really correct in your design. If you're still in conditioning and all that, then you get better at deconditioning, right? That's okay. We all have layers. But most of the success that has been built is on the principles of the cross of planning. And the cross of planning is crumbling. So anything that you learn from a generator, manifesting generator, who are not understanding the new principles will not sustain. It's not sustainable. Any offers, launch strategies, business models, anything. All these successes that those coaches have, and I want to really say this with a lot of love, because I have a lot of compassion and understanding from it, is not really achievements. It is based on a feeling of inadequacy. So all this money that is gathered, all the visibility, all this external approval, and so the problem is that this entire industry models a fucked up and conditioned way of creating success based on inadequacy. People are feeling inadequate about that, and they gather success and they gather visibility and they gather clients and they gather followers and they gather likes and they gather views on social media because to fill that, and they create a not self persona and they're inauthentic, so that behind the scenes they are not happy. They chase the money, they chase the sale out of inadequacy. And what will happen now is that will come even more to the forefront because everything will be amplified. So the only way to create really sustainable success that gets amplified in the positive way is to be authentic, to be fully yourself. And that requires actually a letting go of any business model that was maybe working, but I see a lot of women coming to me and saying, I cannot continue that anymore. I do not want to chase the next launch to feel safe, to make money. I don't want to look for validation outside of me. I don't want to put myself in a box. I don't want to hold back that part that I actually want to say out of fear that I'm too much. And if you feel this, that's the time now. The time is now that amplifies it. And we are moving into 2027. And that means the era of the individual. On a cellular level, the cosmic energy, this closing of the cycle, activates like a code, like a memory in you that tells you, fuck, I have to become myself. I have to become my individual self, my most expressed self. And so the thing is that the question comes up, yeah, but how can I create success by being more myself? How can I sell more by being myself? And I tell you, it's possible. But it takes time to hold this, because it will feel that everything will crumble, that everything gonna be falling apart, like the clearing of a fractal. When things dip, when the income dips, what do you do? Yeah? And that requires focusing on different things in your design, building something that I call like a self-expression brand, self-expressed brand, your personal brand, and bringing things into the online space where people buy into you first, getting to know you, and then they will buy you offers. So all this, how to sell and what to change in the business model and how to lead through the dip, I will talk about soon. It's important. A main thing my clients go through. And there are certain methods and what to focus on. But mainly to understand what you're feeling right now is the cycle, is the background frequency. And it's pushing people into their individuality. And that is really, really exciting, because everything else will come to the forefront, what is based on external validation. And your offers might not sell, or your message might not land, because there's something that wants to be expressed inside of you, which is more authentically you, and that will always sell more. And that's why I am creating different content right now. That's why I'm showing up here. That's why I'm sharing something from the heart and not a masterclass. Like, all that is more me, and that is what, quote unquote, converts better, because that's the time everybody wants to do that. And you have something for your clients that they want to see from you in exactly that same way. And when you know how to bring that you out into an offer, into business structures, that will always sell. So go first in you and get clear on what that is. And then if you desire guidance around this and marketing and packaging it up and bringing it into business strategies in your design, I'm here. And for projectors, I have Potency as my mentorship space. There's the mastermind, and there's my private coaching. So if you ever have any feeling to want my guidance, you always can message me. But this was a inspired pop-up live event. I hope it served you well. If you take something with you, then trust yourself more. And if there's anything that landed for you from today that you want to share with me, please send me a message. I really would love to hear from you. And I'm excited to see and hear what landed, what expanded you, what activated you, and what you're about to kind of become the edge in this industry. Amazing. Okay. So, and if you're a projector and you desire, and we're waiting for Potency to open the doors, you gotta message me. I have a gift for you. There is an opportunity to join this weekend, and I gonna have a very special invitation for you. Just saying. So if that is intriguing you, just send me a message. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and keep watching my stories for more behind the scenes. And to anyone else of my clients, I'm gonna talk to you soon. Bye.